And this week, we move up to the third chakra, Manipurna chakra, which is, or it translates to City of Jewels, which I think is just a cool name. The jewels are your sense of self, the richness of all that is you. It is what you are capable of. It is the confidence in your own abilities, courage. These are really the elements of this chakra. It's about boundaries between ourselves and the world that we inhabit. Because truth is, without the world, we don't really exist. Somebody made my yoga mat, somebody made my clothing, somebody produced the food that's in my fridge and put the roof on my house. And if you try to say that I am my own little thing, I'm really not. I am a part of everything and everybody else. Yet, that little kernel of me with free will, what does that feel like? When this chakra is balanced, it really is the three C's, I like to call them: confidence, capable, and courage. When it's imbalanced, we may feel insecure. We may feel, have tendencies for codependency, looking to others for validity and opinions. When it is overly strong, there are egocentric tendencies, narcissism, and balancing in between us with all things. It is a balance. The mudra that helps balance this one is Pushan mudra, which means literally that which serves or that which helps us assimilate. And since the Manipurna chakra is right at the solar plexus, this is ganglia of nerve bundles, and it works directly with our stomach, liver, kidneys, pancreas, gallbladder. And the wandering nerve, the vagus nerve, is part of this ganglia. So often when we feel nervous or upset, it affects these systems in our bodies. Now, this mudra is really interesting. Our left hand is the same for everybody. It is the thumb to the middle and the ring finger. Thumb to the middle and ring fingers. That's a left hand. So I'm not mirroring you right now. I am doing the same side as you are. The right hand, depending on whether your tendencies is to upper digestive issues or lower digestive issues. So for upper digestive, it could be indigestion. It could just be poor digestion. Lower areas could be IBS, celiac, diarrhea, gas, flatulence, all of those unpleasant things. So for the upper, it is the thumb and the index finger and middle finger that you will apply. And for the lower digestive system, it is the thumb and the pinky finger and ring finger. So choosing the one that is most apt for you. And then I'll just throw this one out just for good measure. Your left hand right now is also holding what's called the mrta, M-R-T-E or A mudra. If you hold that in both hands, that is really good to regulate your blood pressure. So everything for something. As with any mudra, if it doesn't feel good, just let it go. Just let it go. So as you settle into your seat, your body, a sense of your physical self, sitting with ease and lightness. And your skin and muscle is just gently wrapped around your skeleton. If it feels safe, I invite you to close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your breath. You breathe in and out. Breathing in and out. And then from here, we begin to engage the glottis, the vocal cords for the Ujjayi breath, Ujjayi, victorious breath, powerful breath. Joanne, good to see you. The victorious breath, starting with restricting just on the exhalation, that restriction as if you're going to fog up a glass or a mirror. You can do it a couple of times with your mouth open. And then close the mouth. If it feels okay on the out breath, add the in breath so that it is a full Ujjayi breathing. With that gentle restriction of the glottis, the vocal cords, creating that soft hissing sound. And here's Jennifer. Good to see you. You are muted, Jennifer, so can't hear you either. So now with the Ujjayi breath, begin to make the out breath a little bit more forceful. For the Kapalati breath. Now, if you have an abdominal hernia, if you have high blood pressure, any recent abdominal surgeries, skip this one. So a little bit more forceful exhalation, and as you pull the belly towards the spine, as if you were coughing or sneezing to help expel the breath a little sharper. As you do so, remember last week's pondering of Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor. So pull the pelvic floor up, Mula Bandha, as you press the air out with the Kapalati breathing. Pull the belly in, sharp in move. But then let the lungs just fill up from that vacuum that was created. The reason for the engagement of the pelvic floor is to prevent stress incontinence. If we add that much pressure, the pressure has to go someplace, and we want to press the air up and out, not add extra force downward. That is not going to go well. Let's do 3 more. And then let your breath return to normal. We'll release the mudra of assimilation. A lot of stuff to assimilate right now. Let's switch the cross of the legs. Switch the cross of the legs. And we'll take the arms out and up. Interlace the fingers and stretch up. Draw the elbows towards one another. And with the hands interlaced, if that is available, let's stretch to the right first. Breathe in to the left lung. Inhaling up and exhale to the left. Breathing into the left lung. Keep the elbows straight. Inhaling up. Let's exhale, twist to the right. Inhaling up and to the left. Inhaling up again. Take the arms down. And then we repeat. Interlace the fingers again, other thumb in front. Press the palms up. And go down to the left. And then down to the right. Inhaling up, twist to the left. Inhaling up and twist to the right. Inhaling up. Take the hands down. And let's bring the legs out in front. Dandasana, seated staff pose. Seated staff pose. We'll bring the soles of the feet together. Not a lot of external rotation in tonight's class. So let's take full advantage of it. Press the inner heels, outer heels together. From here, we begin to let the foot open up. Let the foot open up. Lengthening out through the inner knees. But keep lifting up through the heart. Lift, 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 lift. And then let's use your hands. Bring the knees back together. Take the legs back out. And now come all the way down onto your mat. And just put your blanket stacked to the side. We'll use them in a little bit. Dandasana, seated staff pose. With the hands besides the hips. Inhale, lift up through the heart. And if the hamstrings are pulling you under, just bend out the knees a little bit so you can still sit very tall on your sits bones. Let's inhale, take the arms up, lengthening up. Lifting the ribs off the hips. And take the hands down. And then take your knees in. Hold your knees. With your hands, lift the heart again. My toes are still down. Draw the abdomen in and up. Pelvic floor up. And then lift the right leg. Take it down. Lift the left leg. Back and forth. We're just going for a walk. Every time you lift a leg, draw the pelvic floor up. Supporting the weight. I'm just going for a little walk. So that's going really well. Let's plant the feet. Take the hands down behind. Lift the heart. And then if you're nursing a shoulder thing, keep the turse down, but keep lifting the heart. If everything is fine, let's lift the hips. Lift the hips. And then draw the shoulders back away from the knees, away from the knees. Squeeze the buns, squeeze the buns. And then slowly release back down. Let's take the hands again. So this chakra, heat, this is our tapas practice. Lifting up. So you can either keep the feet down still or you can have them floating. So now a little bit more. Navasana, Bodaks, and let's lift again. Draw the abdomen in and up. Other side. Both legs, but half mast, half mast. Pull the belly in and up, in and up. And then lower the low back down. Keep the knees bent. Is lowering the low back down. Hold the head up and have the hands alongside the hips. And then take the right leg out long. Keep the abdomen pulling in and up. Pelvic floor helps out. Other side. So half boat pose. One more time on each side. Go long. Other side. And then both knees hugs in, take the head down. And rock from side to side. Rock from side to side. Which gets us ready for the stomach churning pose. So for those who came a little later, this is our digestive practice. It gets everything ready, whether we're feasting a few together or few together. So let's take a breath in, and as you exhale, press the low back into the floor. Draw the pelvic floor up. It's going to be super important. And then let that go. First part of the practice. Let's do that again. Exhale, draw the back body towards the floor, abdomen in and up, pelvic floor up, and then we'll take the knees to the right. Take the knees to the right. Left shoulder stays down. Take a breath in and exhale back to center. On the next in breath, I take that back out breath. Let's go to the knee, take the knees to the left. Support everything by pulling everything up. And exhale back to center. Take a breath in and out. Pause, breath in, exhale, ground the back, take the knees to the right again. So move at a pace that's comfortable for you. Inhaling down, exhaling up. And I said it wrong again. Exhale down, pause, and exhale back up again. So move super slow. When we move this slow, we can engage the bandhas a little bit better. Do it one more time to each side. Knees towards elbow. Keep the knees together, unileg. And then release the knees to the mat. Take the arms down alongside the hips. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. And exhale, hands back down. Feet hip width apart. And we're going to add a little bridge lift. So we inhale, take the arms back up, lift the hips. And exhale, lowering back down. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, lift up again. This time, keep the arms up overhead as you lift, 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 lift. Keep the arms up as you lower the hips down. Pull everything towards the heels. And we let the side body lengthen out a little bit. Once down, straighten the legs out and roll over onto your belly. Boom. So as we come onto the belly, Shalabhasana, always a crowd pleaser. So let's take the hands down alongside the hips. And inhale, lift the head, lift the heart, lift the legs. This is your core work for the back body. And then exhale, everything comes down, hands under the shoulders. Roll the shoulders up and down the back. And then inhale, lift the heart. And we're in cobra pose. And we draw back to puppy pose. Lengthening back. Walk the hands to the right side of the mat. so that your left hand is at the right edge and the right hand is continued out further yet. So your hands are still shoulder width apart. And then slide your right hand down. So it's now, the palm is right under the elbow. Right hand right under the elbow. Flip your left palm to the sky. Let your head just rest on your upper left arm. And then inhale, stretch out through the left fingers and exhale, twist. Create a little twist to the right. So pressing into your right hand to facilitate the twist. Let's do that again. Inhale, lengthen. So your left shoulder blade is going away from the spine-ish, and your right is actually moving towards the spine. Just a little twist. Lats are getting a little length. Releasing, stretch your right arm up, and let's go to the other side. So side puppy, parcel puppy, slide your left hand down, flip your right hand so palm faces up, head just rest on your right upper arm. Inhale again, lengthen out through your right arm, draw your shoulder blade towards the floor, and then exhale, press into your left hand and deepen the twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more time. Lengthen, twisting. And then let's straighten the left arm out. We are back in puppy pose. And then draw forward to modified plank. Shoulders over the wrist. Belly button on the spine. A little bit of shoulder movement, letting your sternum sink towards the earth. Elbows stay straight. So this is retraction of the shoulder joint. Protraction, push the sternum up. Sternum down, sternum up. Keep the elbows straight, elbows stay straight. All that's moving is the shoulder blades pulling together on your back body and spreading apart. Spreading apart. Keep the elbows straight, elbows straight. Don't let them bend, Joanne, I'm looking at you. Moving the shoulder blades. Staying in the protraction, So now the shoulder blades are spread, toes are tucked under, and let's pull back to downward facing dog. As we come into our dog, bend the knees and take a little wiggle fest. Let your dog just move about a little bit, but keep your shoulder blades wide. And now let's begin to take the stillness into the dog. As you might straighten the legs, pull the hips back, 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 back. And then look up on the in-breath. And exhale, walk or step the feet towards the hands to hips, and inhale all the way up. Standing in mountain pose. So Sun Salutations is the sequence for this chakra. So morning sequence, earth chakra, boom. Baxter's, pelvis, fluidity, yeah. Sun Salutations, heat. Digestion. And good time to mention your easiest holiday diet, 7 Sun Salutations a day, boom. Standing between your blocks. Now, if you have, again, osteoporosis, Sun Salutations with a chair is really a good idea, because that prevents the forward folds to get really deep. Couple of things that we're going to just layer in a little bit with the Sun Salutations. But before I get ahead of myself, let's do a lateral stretch. So stand with your legs close together. Let's inhale the arms out and up. Clasp your right wrist with your left hand and then pull up as tall as you can. Ground the right heel and side bend to the left. Side bend to the left. Again, breathing into your right lung. And inhaling all the way up, switch the clasp. Pull your left arm, left side long. Press down through the left heel, and you're going to side bend to the left. Breathing into the left lung. Which is only 2 lobes, right is 3. Inhaling out as it's making room for the heart. Let's take the hands down. The drishti in Sun Salutations, the drishti is the gaze. And all that we do in Sun Salutations is we inhale and it's a back bend, and we exhale, it's a forward fold. When we are going into a back bend, lifting the chin, so this was your question, Meg, lifting the chin, but without collapsing the back of the neck. So think of your bowling ball of the head, it pivots right on top of the axis. So you're not looking to collapse it. How do you know if you're collapsing the head? You can't talk because you have collapsed the trachea of the throat. So when you take the head back, you should be able to talk, neutral or normal. That's the right amount. So adding that, then we get a little thyroid event going with this sequence. Let's come to mountain pose at the top of the mat. Bring the palms together and placing your head right on top of that atlas. Take a breath in and lengthen up through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, bow your chin to the chest. Inhale, take the hands and the gaze up, looking up without compressing again. Exhale, sweep the arms out and out, down, chair or block. Inhale, looking up, half forward fold. And then exhale, step the right leg back and take the knee down. So this is a really good time. If your knee is a little chatty, take a blanket and just slide it right under. And here, your knee is going to be so happy. Because we're going to be doing a lot of these tonight. With the hands back on the blocks, inhale, lift the heart. And then exhale, drawing back to puppy pose. And you can keep your hands on the blocks. You can take them to the floor. Inhale, take the hands to the hips. So this is our first hands-free variation. Do a Strasana. Pull the elbows back. And again, lift the chin without compressing. Exhaling, come back to the blocks with the hands. Take the right foot up. And then inhale, lift the heart. Back toes are tucked under. Give your back leg a little bop. And step up to the front, forward fold again. Inhale, bend the knees, lengthen the spine, and up you come. And exhale, hands and gaze to the heart. Inhale, hands and gaze to the sky. Exhale, flowing down. Inhale, half forward fold. And exhale, left leg leads back. Inhale, lift the heart, maybe the hands. Exhale, take the hands down. And now, move the blocks to the side. And we are in modified plank. Full plank, very easy. It's just straightening the knees. With the shoulders, again, protractions. Let's take the knees down and retract the shoulders. Shoulder blades squeeze together. Lift and spread the shoulders. And the easiest variation to come down here is what I call the roly-poly. Just take the thighs, hips, belly, heart, and forehead. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale, lift the heart. Cobra pose. And exhale, downward facing dog. Now you could absolutely go back to puppy here. It's always an option. Looking up as you inhale and exhale, left foot leads up. Help it along, right knee down. Inhale, blocks for the hands or sky. Exhale, let's take the hands down. Give the back leg a little up. Forward fold, bend the knees, and sweep the arms out and up. Exhale. Hands and gaze to the heart. Wow, one down. We are on our way. Let's do one more. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of the head. Exhale, bow the head to the heart. And we're off and running, inhaling up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, half forward fold. And exhale, right leg leads back again. Taking the knee down. Inhale, heart, maybe hands. Exhale, let's bring the hands down to the mat as we take the left leg back. Plank pose, modified or full. The classical transition, lowering down, is called the 8-point pose. So we have 2 feet, 2 knees, 2 hands, and we have the chin and the chest. Keep the booty high, slither the heart forward, and then release the tops of the feet, forehead, and we inhale again. We're back in cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog or puppy. Do the one that feels good on your body. So now we're in a forward fold. Let the chin draw towards the chest. And then on an in-breath, we're going to look up. We're going to take the right foot up to the hands. Take the left knee down. And then inhale. Lift the heart. Maybe the hands on the blocks. Maybe the hands to the sky. And we are ready to travel all the way back up. Tuck the toes under and up. Forward fold, bend the knees, long spine, pressing all the way up. Hands and gaze back at the heart. Left side, inhale, arms and gaze to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, half forward fold. Exhale, step the left leg back. Let me have a look at you. Left leg goes back. And then again, inhaling, heart, maybe hands to the sky. Exhale, transition back to plank or modified plank. Hands to the mat. And then choosing whether you want the roly-poly or the classical 8-point pose. Inhaling, lengthen the crown of the head. We are ready to transition into cobra pose. Lift the heart, shoulders down, shoulders down. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Looking up on the in-breath. And as you exhale, step your left foot up to the hands. And lift the heart, maybe the hands. Exhale. Sorry, Jennifer, knee down. And then take the hands down, step all the way up to the front of the mat. Forward fold and sweep the arms out and up. So that was a 10. Hands and gaze back at the heart center. Release the hands down. So let's move the blanket off the mat for our little addition. Warrior 1, warrior 3, just because we can. So we will add that to this right-sided one. So vinyasa, flow, really does come from Sun Salutation. I'm just building it on. with the hands together, heart center. Exhale, bow the head to the heart. Inhale, hands and gaze to the sky. And as you stand here with the hands and gaze to the sky, now take your head straight forward. Right now, your body is mimicking both warrior one in the arms and upper body, but also warrior three, firm legs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, half forward fold. Take your blocks forward a wee bit. So you're in a standing tabletop. And then take your right leg straight up behind, straight up behind. Complement of the glute, holding it up, and quadricep. Now exhale, bend your left knee to land your right foot back, and inhale the arms up. Warrior one. So easy, right? Lengthening up through the front body. Now exhale, take the arms down. These become your wings. Lean forward, lift the back heel, and take flight. Warrior three again. Oh, she said. So with or without using the blocks. And then take the hands back to the blocks. Land your right leg back down. Looking up as you inhale, flat back. And then we float the left leg up behind. Left leg floats up behind. Toes pointing straight down, so both legs are really powerful. And then bend your front knee and land it back into warrior one again. Back heel comes down, arms comes up. And we are back in warrior one. Lengthen, lift the ribs off the hips. Now, variations. If you want, full event, leaning forward and take flight again. Or take your arms down as we did in the last round and take your wings back. Breathe. Nice. One more breath. And then let's take the hands back to the blocks. Take the left leg down. And bend the knees, sweep the arm out and up. That was another 10. Reaching up. Let's exhale, forward fold one more time. Inhale, half forward fold, and step back to downward facing dog. Stepping back to downward facing dog. Take the knees down for wide knee child's pose. Big toes touching. And then let your head rest on the mat, on your forearms, on a block. And let your front hip creases just deepen and soften as you invite the breath into the back body. Breathe. Breathe and assimilate. And then from here, take your hands under the shoulders, and you're going to sit up in Dandasana again. Take the hands by the hips. So a little visitor from the 5 Tibetans, which is also an endocrine system. So as you inhale, modification is just lifting the head again without compressing the throat. And exhaling, chin back down. The second variation is similar to where we started. As you inhale, pull the knees forward and you're back in tabletop. Reverse tabletop. Lifting up, but take care of your shoulders. Keep the hips down if that's a better option for your body. And then lower the hips back down. Which now brings us to Purvottanasana, which is just a really awesome pose. It's kind of like Shalabhasana, but flipped. Watch. Taking the hands behind. So just watch me do it first. And the first key is to get the shoulders moving back. So this is a pose for the whole back body. As shoulders move back, elbows moves together. I'm not going to be in a hurry with my head. I'm going to get my hips up first. Pull the bottom of the feet down, and then maybe take the head back. Releasing down, same order. So let's try that. So you have options now. We just did, this is available. You can do a reverse tabletop or a full reverse plank pose, which is good for the whole body. What would you like? I'm looking at you. Any pose that really works on the back body is what most of us are lacking in strength. We work on the front more than the back. Looking fantastic. Let's come down. And then Ardha Matsyendrasana. So take a blanket. And mine got a little hot in the dryers. They got really skinny. Fold it in the hamburger fold. And then have it the skinny way on the mat. 2 blankets may just be what the doctor ordered, stacked, one on top of the other. So I want it just wide enough for my sits bones. Now just bend the knees up a wee bit and reach your right arm under your right leg, catch your left ankle. Pull the left leg underneath to the outside of your right hip. Take your right leg to the outside of your left knee. If this is uncomfortable, now straighten your left leg out in front. Just straighten the left leg out. So I have my right leg all the way across. It's bent up. And then catch the outer right knee, left hand goes back, put it right on the blanket edge that trails behind you. Do I have the hands right? So your right arm goes back, left hand holds the knee. There we go. I saw the looks of confusion. Inhale, looking up, and exhale, twisting to the right, twisting to the right. Lengthening up on the in-breath. Deepening on the out breath. One more breath, lift, lift, lift. Deepen the twist. Now stay in the twist, but turn the head back and look over your left shoulder. And then bow the head down like the queen looking at her subject. Y'all watching The Crown with me? Hello, how you doing? And that will get a little bit of the scalene and the upper trapezius. Breathing into the neck. And then slowly take the head back. Release the whole twist. Release the legs. Bend knee still. So now I'm reaching under my left knee, catching my right ankle. Take it to the outside of my left hip. My left leg to the outside of my right knee. So as I look down at my knee, they are one on top of the other. One knee on top of the other. Not touching, but they are in the same trajectory with my belly button and my nose. If this is uncomfortable, straighten your bottom leg, your right leg. Catch the knee. It can be hand, it can also be the elbow, but I like the spine to be long and straight. And then take your left hand back, catch the edge of the blanket. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, off we go again. So good for digestion. Lift, 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 lift. On the in-breath, deepen on the out-breath. Now put a little fight into your left leg and the hand, and we get a little outer hip event. One more breath, lifting, lengthening, and then we turn the head again, looking over the right shoulder. Look the head, look over the right shoulder. And again, bow and look down. And then breathe into the back of your neck. I know this area. I sit at my kitchen table too much, looking at my laptop too much. So it congests, it gets tight. Breathing, releasing. And lift the head, turning back again. And unwind a whole bit. Take the legs out in front and just press the back of the knees down. So I'm just holding the back of the mat, the blankets with my hands. So everything is disappearing behind me. Lift the heart, lift the heart. And then Viparita Karni. So I have my two blankets. I'm going to put them to the side. I'm going to fold them or place them so that rolls are now in the same direction. This is for my kidneys. So the floppy edge is going to be more down towards my feet. So for Viparita Karni, as I come into the pose, starting in bridge pose, lift the hips, slide the blankets, one or two. I prefer a blanket tonight because we're going to do Supta Paschimottanasana. Have your sacrum supported and even a little bit up in your low back, the lumbar spine. And then here, take the legs to the sky. So a very gentle back bend. Just a fantastic pose. Great for the immune system. Oh. While we're here, let's just do some ankle circles. Both directions. Help the lymph fluff on down through the pores and out, getting rid of anything that doesn't and shouldn't be in our bodies. Couple of pumps. And then let the legs relax. So we did a lot of front body opening. And now the Supta. Paschimottanasana, reclined, fold to the east. Letting your legs begin to drift towards your torso, your head. The knees can bend and just catch hold of whatever is available. That may be your ankles or feet, your thighs, your calves. Keep your low back moving towards the blanket. So this is not plow pose. It's a low back stretch. And this one is better than the seated variation if there are conditions of osteopenia, of osteoporosis, because the thoracic spine is in a neutral position. We are not over rounding. And then before you uncoil, you're going to move the blankets down. Move the blankets down a bit. So when you release the legs, the blankets are there to catch your thighs And here we are, Shavasana. So as we begin to settle into Shavasana, we will repeat Pushan Mudra, the assimilation mudra. Again, the left hand, you'll bring the thumb to the middle and ring finger. Thumb to the middle and ring finger. On your right hand, if it's your upper digestive system that is troublesome, then bring your thumb to your index and middle finger. If it's the lower digestive system that is troublesome, bring your thumb to the ring finger and your pinky finger. Letting your whole body relax. Returning maybe to a very gentle either belly breath or ujjayi exhalations only. Let the body pull. Inviting ease. Inviting wellness. Fear contracts. Joy expands. So what we hold in our minds directly affects how our body, how our physical body works. Allow your hands just to gently open up if you're still holding the mudra. And gently begin to deepen your breath. Wiggling fingers and toes. Bend up the knees. Either hug the knees in, or just rock the knees gently from side to side with the feet on the mat, whichever feels good. Eventually find your way over onto one side. Pause. And then use your arms and hands to press up into a comfortable seated posture. Bring our palms together. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. The chant for peace in our world, in our lives, and in our hearts. Please join me. Let's take a deep breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. Exhale and bow your head to your heart, your mind to your heart, the servant to the master. And inhale, we draw the gaze back up. Namaste.